Well, here we are, 16 horsepower Kohler overhead valve engine. We're going to install the carburetor that we cleaned in the previous video. We rebuilt her, got her all cleaned up, ready to go. We're going to install that to this engine properly. And one thing I've noticed, and you need to notice it too, the air filter. You know, there's no sense in installing our carburetor without checking our filter and cleaning it up. You got to have proper airflow and make sure that thing's working all right. Now, as you can see, these things will collect a little dust and dirt and grime. Well, just go ahead and take the time to take that filter off of there. This filter will actually slide off. Be gentle with it, don't tear it up. This little cover here. And we'll take that and we'll clean that up. We'll go over and blow that up. And then unscrew this piece here. Got a little wing nut right there on the top. Come off real easy, not hard. And we'll take that off. And then we'll pull this filter off because we're going to blow it out. Even though this in here looks like it's pretty new, I'm going to blow it out anyway. Get that crap out of there and get that cleaned up. Went through a lot of trouble to clean that carburetor. There's no sense of sticking a filthy filter on a clean carburetor. So let's get her done. Well, now that we have this all cleaned up, put back together again, and I hope yours looks as nice as mine, and if it does, you should be proud of yourself because you took in the extra effort. Make sure to do a good job. And you will succeed. So let's just sit that aside for right now. Now, I'm going to show you how to properly install this carburetor. First thing you got to remember, top of this carburetor, it's got your choke right there, and then you got your baffle back here, which restricts and releases the flow of the gasoline in the air. Now this end here is the end that goes towards the engine, and it should have a little insert right there. And when you go to stick this on, you take this pole here. It's the one that connects down here to your control arm on the thing. This one goes to your timing advance and goes to the one that's closer. So let's try to put this one on first. Now you're going to have to tilt the carburetor in this direction like that, so it's sideways, and work that down in there. There's a little slot in that plastic piece right there. Alright, so don't forget that. Now you got to adjust the carburetor so you can get the other one in. And once you got them in, it's going to be kind of like sitting there like that. It'll be on the bolts. But you bring this out, you might have to force it a little bit. And just gently work that onto them studs right there, like that. And just gently, because it'll want to go on there by itself. See that? Just wanting to go back on there all by itself. Just kind of let her go back. Look her over real good. Just look it over. It should look pretty good to you. Got your carburetor on there, your arms are in good shape. Hold that carburetor just like that and just see how they work. Yeah. And then here's your time in advance. See how it's working. Now that's not as nice as I'd like it, but there might be looks like the spring on mine might be a little loose, but that's probably because of the adjustment. That's okay. It's working all the way from there to there, so that's good. My gas line's down here. Now we got to take your air breather. So let's just go ahead and put the hose on. Just go ahead and put the hose on and get that out of your way. You know, but make sure you hold the carburetor in place when you do that. If you don't, it's going to be pushing around, wiggling around. You might hurt something. We don't want to hurt nothing. Go ahead and put that on there. Take your pair of pliers, and put that clamp back on there. And make sure to be easy and gentle. Now, it wants to go back where it come from. Just get it up on there, and that holds that down so you don't have no leak later on. Okay? But once you do that, grab your air filter, which we just cleaned up, and we slide it right on there. Just like that. Okay? Now you take the nuts that you put in your box. See, I got a box right here, and I keep my parts in there so I know where they're at. We'll just get them started by hand. And you know, you can go backwards like you're taking it off until it's when they're good. And it should tighten up with your finger. Just tighten it up a little bit with your finger. You know, go backwards, go forward. Find them threads till it goes on just like that. You want to make sure that it's like that by hand, as tight as you can get them. Make sure that thing's on there, you know, pretty tight so it don't wiggle. Shouldn't wiggle. So we tighten them up. Then you grab your wrench, your ratchet, and in this case, an 8mm. I got a smaller one there. I need the right one. So we're going to 10mm. Put that together like that. And we're going to snug these down. Now, I mean snug. I'm not talking about tighten, just snug. Okay? It's kind of like the wrench, turn it. And when it feels a little tight, you know you got it. Okay? That way you know. Now, once you do that, take your ratchet, put it back on there because it's just snug, and give it just a little pull. Now, see how loose that is? Doesn't take much. We want to tighten up those gaskets. Okay, and that one's there. Just a little. And that's still a little loose, see? Which means that gasket's being pressed back in place. Don't go too far. Make sure it's kind of tight. You know, don't strengthen it. Just make sure that, you know, because you don't want no air leaking in through the cracks. If the air leaks in there, it's going to make it run bad. And you went through an awful lot of work cleaning up your carburetor and doing all this. You don't want to have that problem. All right. So we got that back together. We got the gas line on. And we got these wires to hook up. Now this little green wire, not sure where yours hooked up, but mine hooks up right over here, behind the carburetor, where the screw. And like I just had on the ratchet, it is an 8mm on mine. And I'm sure it's probably an 8mm on yours. And that's a ground wire. Now you snug it down with your finger. Always do it with the finger. If it won't go on with the finger, then there's something wrong. We don't like it when there's something wrong. Get your other thing. Now you got to tighten this up the same way. This is not a pressure fitting, so you just turn it until it starts to snug up. All right, and just put a little pressure on it so make sure that wire ain't moving. See, mine's still moving, so I'm going to have to keep going. That feels like that ought to hold it. Still moving. I have to go a little further. I don't like going any further. It feels pretty tight. I don't want to break anything. There we go. Now it ain't moving. So I got that fixed. Hook up your red wire back to the bottom like that. Snapped right in there. Well, now we got one last thing to do. And I hope you are ready for that. This hose has to go in because it's, you know, it goes in here, so, you know. Try to make sure to get that back on there. It goes here, the big end on this end. You got your pliers and squeeze that clamp, push that hose on there real good. Let your clamp tighten up. And on the other end, you just do the same thing. Slide it on there as far as it'll go. Release the clamp, make sure it's on there good. And check your hose before you put it on, make sure there's no cracks so that it doesn't leak, because this picks up suction from the crankcase. All right, and there you have it. I hope this video has helped you to install this a lot easier. Although I'm sure you could have done it, but it just helps to be able to see it visually before one does it. My name is Dan, and this is what we do. Check out our other videos, and hopefully we can help you to keep your lawnmower up and running and cutting grass.